Hello and welcome to the Feels Good podcast. I'm Amanda Cerny and I have Jacqueline Fernandez, and we also have a very special guest with us today. And instead of our feel good stories, we have amazing feels good guests with us. And Jacqueline, I'll let you do the intro.
Woohoo! Okay, I am so super excited to introduce our first celebrity guest on our show.
You're your first guest.
You are our first guest.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Yes.
So this is really exciting. It's an exciting time as well. We are celebrating Diwali. So it's a super special time for us. And Saif needs no introduction. He is a national award winner, one of our most loved stars, actors, producers. He is, you're a Padma Shri winner.
Yes.
He comes from this really beautiful family of royalty. He's a Patodi.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just like, I have to make sure everything is right.
Yeah, you're looking at him for approval. You're like, yes,
wait,
yes.
I'm super, okay, the thing is about Saif, I have to tell you, before I came to India, before I came to Bollywood, my favorite actor from India was Saif.
No.
I swear to God, I swear to God. Like I would like see your films. Like he has some of the most iconic films, the most iconic characters. And for me, like Saif is like this, like, especially when I came as well, I couldn't believe I had this opportunity to work with you. And now it's our second film together as well. Such a super cool guy, apart from being this brilliant actor. He's just like super suave. Like to me, he's like the super suave, super chic, really intelligent, reads a lot of books, not like my fake reading, which we discussed the other day. I fake read a lot.
What's fake reading?
Oh, fake reading's when you have a book and then like you get through like 3 pages and then
you forget to turn the page.
and then you put it away and you come back to it after 4 months.
And then you post about it and you're like, just read this awesome book.
Like, I love this book. And then like you feel so like, I mean, divine when you've read like those 5 pages and then.
Better than no pages, I see.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
I have loads of books and a lot of them I've gone through, but like a lot of them are just like half written or half read. Sorry. Yeah.
That's exactly the same as me.
Is it?
Yeah, a lot of them are half. You're not supposed to read everything.
Really?
No.
I thought when you pick up a book, you're supposed to.
Well, I mean, I've failed often, and sometimes you get through it.
Well, yeah.
And then you keep it. I mean, I kind of have books that I think would be really interesting to read, and I haven't read them all, but I plan to.
Well, it's kind of like
my plan.
Like
also.
sometimes we don't always make it through. Yeah. We don't always make it through a film, right? So it's like sometimes you just don't. Maybe you don't really enjoy the book that you're reading, and you're like. Okay.
I heard a really nice Spanish writer say something amazing about books, where he used to travel a lot as a kid because his father was a diplomat, and he used to start feeling a little insecure going to various places that he didn't recognize. But he took his books with him, and he took about 5 or 6 classics or whatever he liked, because he knew that on such and such page, this would happen.
Wow.
And that gave him a sense of security and a sense of, wherever he is in the world, you take him to a new hotel or a new house. He knows on page 65, this is what's going to happen with Don Quixote or with Pinocchio. Or he enjoyed that security.
Wow, yeah.
The books too.
Comforting.
Yeah, it's comforting.
It is. And there's a beautiful book place. So we are shooting for a film right now in Dharamshala. And there is, I don't know if you saw it on the way here, there's this quaint little bookstore.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but I liked the town. It was amazing. I want to go for a walk.
Amanda, you're invited to Dharamshala.
Adding it to the list of places I'm going with Jacqueline.
Yeah, we've already planned like some 7 countries to visit.
But this should be one of them for sure.
Yeah, Dharamshala is so special. And on the way here in the market, I saw this really quaint bookstore. And all I could think about was like, oh my God, Saif is going to love. What books did you carry with you on this trip?
I've carried a couple of ghost story books. The Oxford Book of Ghost Stories, the best collection of ghost stories ever.
Wow.
It starts in, one of the early ghost stories is written in about 1600 and something. And it goes on till about now. So the editor has collected how the ghost story has changed and evolved over the years. And it's to do with technology. I think when people started inventing the radio and you could hear voices from far away, then people started thinking maybe you can hear voices from other dimensions or things like that. So it's fascinating stuff.
That's how it evolved.
So ghost story books, a couple of those. And there's one by a kind of a psychiatrist called M. Scott Peck called Further Down the Road, Less Traveled, which I think helps people. I shouldn't laugh. But it's nice. It's nice to get some paternal kind of advice. It's really
funny that you are reading about ghost stories
while shooting.
Because we are actually making a horror.
I've got a couple of books on acting.
Oh, you are.
Guess what? Guess who he's reading? Ivana Chubbuck.
Yeah.
So she's also trained under her.
Fantastic, really nice book to read.
Yeah.
And what else? I think. Oh yeah, I've got the Decameron, which is Boccaccio's old book. It's like Chaucer's precursor to the Canterbury Tales, written during a pandemic as well, actually.
Pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
And what else? And John Dryden's translation of the Aeneid, which is the story of Aeneas and Troy, escaping from the burning of Troy and setting up the Roman Empire in.
Wow, I find that so interesting, though. I just don't know where you're getting the time to read all these books.
Well, like I said, I'm not all the time.
I'm feeling so bad right now because I'm like, my list.
The thing is, I know exactly where they are. And I know that these are the books that are in my room. And if I find myself a little bored or lost, I can entertain myself in various ways. Yeah,
actually, I think that's the best thing about books. Like, I always carry, like I said, like I am a fake reader. So I always make sure I carry a bunch of books with me. Like right now I have a book called, it's such a great book, but I'm still halfway through. It's called The Female Brain.
Okay, nice.
Ooh, but it is so interesting because it talks about, like, I keep, ranting on about this, how, like, we're all about evolution and we're all about reproduction and we're all about, like, survival. Like, even, so, yeah, I feel like our emotions as well are all just, like, manipulated because it's all about us just surviving and reproducing. And so anyways, though, the female brain goes into, like, so many reasons, like, women do the things that they do. And how we're structured, how we're made, how we're formed. No, just to reproduce. How our moods happen, how we grow up, when we're kids, what happened to us, when so it's like just our formation, how we are actually so different from men. And just like, so it's a super interesting book. I can't wait to get to the end. I don't know how long that's going to take.
A lot of men should read that book.
Online about Buddhism and psychology.
Wow.
Which was something similar to what you're saying about saying how we're conditioned a certain way from the beginning of kind of time. And, evolution, the idea is to kind of fight against our natural instincts, which are basically to reproduce.
Exactly.
So, but that's not socially acceptable all the time to kind of reproduce with everyone, which gets us in lots of trouble most of the time.
But
that's what it is.
It's the most natural thing, so we had a bit of a chat this morning about that. Amanda came up with a fun fact. The best time to reproduce
is
after a workout.
It's in the morning. What?
After a workout.
After a workout. I thought morning time too. I was like, oh, for sure it's the morning, jumpstart the day. And then after a workout, when you're all
after a workout, when you're
pumped up and the blood is flowing.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
That was a really great discussion point we had.
Yes.
So, Amanda, we are having Diwali.
Yeah, and happy Diwali to the both of you, to everyone.
Diwali,
yeah, I know. It's like I'm like celebrating on my own over here in LA, but I'm sure a bunch of other people are celebrating too. Well, I know for those of you who don't know, Diwali is a 5-day Hindu celebration known as the Festival of Lights. It celebrates the victory of good over evil, light over darkness, and I love that so much, and knowledge over ignorance, which preach is very important and is celebrated by billions of Hindus, Sikhs, and Jains across the world. So awesome.
Saif's family is actually flying in. They're going to be here like in a few hours.
Yes, they've flown in. They're driving up now.
Oh, they're driving up now. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yay,
like his son is so super cute. I can't wait to see him.
You should interview him.
Oh my gosh. He is so hilarious. He's like 4 years old and he's just like the cutest thing. Saif, what is like the one thing you've learned from Taimur? Like what is like something?
I think, he's incredibly kind. And he's much kinder than, sometimes I try and be kind, but he's more patient and kinder than I am. He's just very warm to all the people who work with us. and everyone we meet in our lives. He's constantly watching, and he's learned by example. If I say something and even is slightly off tone, he says, Abba, you can be nicer than that, or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's a bit of a, parent to me in that sense, where we both correct each other if we step out of line, which I think is good.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, though. I think there is so much to learn from kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have another one on the way.
Yes.
Oh. How does that?
Can you break
super
down
excited.
your family for everybody listening that doesn't know? Just like, it's so interesting. Like how everybody's in entertainment, and it's just like you're.
Well, yeah, my mother is an actor, and my mother's family is from the Tagore family, and my great grand uncle was Rabindranath Tagore, who was a Nobel laureate, and he won a Nobel Prize, and I think he was knighted by the British as well, but he gave both those things back after atrocities committed by the colonial British ruling India, who were shooting people and things like this. So he said he kind of returned the knighthood.
Wow.
So there, a lot of them were artists. The Tagores, like great painters and poets and things like this. So my mother's from that kind of thing. She's been doing films since she was 16. She worked with Satyajit Ray a lot, who's a very famous Indian director. So worked with him when she was 16 and did about 4 or 5 movies. I think she was his muse in many ways. He kind of thought of her as the ultimate female representation of his art. So there was that. And then my sister's in kind of movies, and, my wife, and my ex-wife as well. So all of us,
like everyone,
and my daughter,
all of them. Yeah,
and my eldest son wants to be an actor, and I think then we will be an actor for sure. He's entertaining us already.
Yeah, we know from now already.
And he's
so. Kind.
All super talented.
They're just all into movies. They're all like,
super
it is a
talented.
wonderful profession, So I think it's great.
That means you knew you wanted to be an actor.
No, I was a big mess. I did, but also my father was a cricketer. He's from a completely different
field. Yeah,
different field and a different upbringing. Like Jacqueline said that. I mean, there used to be sort of ruling princes and had a whole different set of ideas, and acting on front of a camera wasn't necessarily something that came very naturally to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there was some pulls in different directions, and I didn't know where I wanted to go or what I was capable of. And I was sent to a very academic school in my father's footsteps, and that didn't go precisely as planned. I think the idea was I'd become a lawyer or a doctor or something. And our generation in Delhi, growing up in the 80s, I think we're the first people in India really to say, okay, we don't want to become doctors or lawyers or kind of engineers or these safe jobs that you're trying to give us. And we'd rather be some kind of artist. A lot of dress designers like, Rohit Pal and all these guys, we used to party together when we were 17, 18, and they were already starting to do these amazing things. So it was never going to be something regular, but it was a bit worrying for my parents when I was 18, 19, because I knew it wasn't going to be a 9-to-5 job. And when films came along, that sounded like a really exciting thing, but it's something I was kind of kept away from growing up. It wasn't.
Did you watch like all your mom's films?
No, none. I watched one, and then she was wearing the same outfit that she wore at home, because I think it was a low budget film and she'd worn her own clothes.
Wow.
To kind of help them out. And then she was crying a lot because the films were very melodramatic. And you are much like Italian movies, you're either playing, I think she was playing some kind of a sex worker who had been abused and lost her family. So it was traumatizing. It was called Mosam, and she was smoking and she was drinking and losing her mind and crying. And
How old were you?
I was very young. I was, I was about 6 or 7, and anyway, I started crying. And then I didn't watch Hindi films because I thought they're too
melodramatic.
They're too, emotionally sort of
draining.
Or melodramatic,
and really long.
Really long.
They used to be really long.
And you could hear them through the house, There's usually this mother crying.
Yeah.
And that background music playing.
I remember this, like growing up in Bahrain. So like because there was no cable, there was just like the local television. So you just watched whatever they gave you.
And this is in India. So there was Doordarshan. There was only 2 movies. There's a movie on Saturday and that was it.
Yes. So we had Hindi films every Wednesday night. They used to play Hindi. But I remember the slot was from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. and they filled up the whole, like, it was like they were really, really long. It's like Gone with the Wind, the 10 Commandments type of like the length was really, really long. Now, of course, we've like downsized.
Well, life's changed, hasn't it? I mean, I think the idea is still, it's interesting how things tie up together. I think in India, sometimes, unless you're here, it's difficult to go out. I mean, you don't really hear of a family taking their kids out and feeding the ducks or kind of going for a walk. So going to the movies is really kind of the only family outing. So sometimes they used to be a bit longer. There was no kind of rock and roll industry or music industry. So a few years ago, you get everything from the movie, whether it was music, whether it was your rock star, whether it was your poet. So all those different types of art, which you can actually find in different places normally, were found in one movie. So it's probably stretched a bit long as well. So that you get a full day out of it.
Yeah, that's true. A whole outing. Yeah, but so there's, sorry, you go ahead, man.
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, that's so interesting that it's kind of something that you fell into and you decided on your own. Like there was no really, obviously you're surrounded by actors, super talented actors, your whole family, and then you deciding, okay, well, or your mother at least, and then you deciding at what point were you like, okay, this is the route I'm going to take. This is what I'm going to do. And did you have kind of a leg up?
After somebody's put some money on you for whatever reason, I mean, a producer generally will think if he can possibly sell an idea and if it helps him, he'll try and sell it. But nobody's going to put, good money after bad. I mean, if something goes wrong, you lose, and then nobody's going to, I mean, a brother won't support a brother beyond a point, So I've started saying, blood is thicker than water, but film is thicker than blood. You lose your family over
that's
over
a t-shirt option. So like we keep looking at really good.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Film is thicker than blood, man.
Film is thicker than blood. We like it.
I like that one. That one's like edgy.
Yeah.
That one's good.
Yes.
We needed that. But you're not on social media, right? Like
No.
I haven't seen. I was like, all right, let me check out all of his socials and stuff, and I'm like, he's off the grid. Where is he? There's articles for days about you.
I mean, I guess I'm a little old-fashioned in the sense that I like doing press the way we're doing it now, where you talk to someone and do it. I mean, it's fine. I would do it, but I just think it would distract me from. I went for a nice walk today, and I was looking at this church at the bottom of this hill, and it's beautiful. And I tried to take a picture of it, and I started photographing it, but I stopped enjoying the church. So I thought I can't do both, It's better for me to experience things and just talk to people and do just live the life I'm living in the way I am. But I think it's great that other people do it because I like to look at what other people are up to, and I like to look at the world through their eyes. And it's really nice. It's no judgment. I mean, it's unfortunate that we can't be just original in our thoughts sometimes. And you're always made to feel that if you're not doing it, there's either something wrong with you or something wrong with the person who is doing it. It's nothing like that. It's just, it's just.
I'm almost kind of envious right now, because like social media, when it started for me, it was, I think this was 6 years ago, maybe I got onto Instagram, and it was just this really, really fun thing, this fun platform to upload your pictures and aesthetic. It was like for photographers, actually. And I was like, oh my God, like I want to be this, like everything just like this. It was a very cool thing to do.
That's so true. I totally forgot that it didn't have video right away.
Have any of that. It was just beautiful aesthetic pictures. And I remember like putting up sunsets, putting up like, chai and afternoon chai. And then it just, it grew into something that almost became, beyond our control, a lot of people's control. I mean, it has a really ugly side to it as well.
And people keep bringing up my wife and saying, can you post this and can you do that? And I think that's a bit intrusive, no? I mean, they must be asking you. You have so many
It's so funny.
Followers.
2 years or 3 years into social media, because it became this huge phenomena. So like, then I started feeling the intrusion. I started feeling people like hanging on, or people just wanting that one post, or people just wanting that one picture on your platform. And then everything just became kind of like disillusioned and like fake and inauthentic. And I was getting like pretty like stressed by it. And now I I think I found my balance where I know, like,
my phone's quite Instagram worthy. I love taking pictures.
Oh, I know.
Of things.
You should make a book.
Nice stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
There we go.
Put it up one day.
A
coffee table.
You were doing your book.
But someone asked me to do a book, and I might chicken out because I was just thinking, because it's too much work to do it properly. And then you have to be very honest as well, which probably will disturb quite a few people.
But don't you think that's what we need right now?
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I am prepared to put myself through the 100% abuse that's going to come my way. I don't think, I'm really sorry to say it, I'm going to say it. I don't think the general audience, and not the general, but there's just too much. There will be a section of audience that's so negative in India that I don't want to share my life and talk about things because actually I haven't even told the publishers that I'm thinking of not doing it. We've started doing it. Maybe I'll carry on doing it. Maybe I won't. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you, because when I was walking today, part of the book should describe what I was feeling and thinking and looking at these trees and thinking how lucky we are to be shooting in Himachal and, you know, all this. And it's not really, because...
So why doesn't it become... So basically, me and Amanda started this podcast because during quarantine, we realized how negative the world had become. And obviously it was this really crazy situation. People were losing jobs. There was just, you know, people frustrated. Stressed, a lot of that stuff. So we decided to make this podcast called the Feels Good Podcast. We're like, we will only discuss really positive things. And like, so we pick up like positive news from around the world, like random stuff. We pick up like really weird fun facts.
So that's cool because
and your
media is really negative.
Oh my God. I mean, you turn on the
my
news.
book is one of the positives.
Yeah.
But again, I'm sorry to bring in the negative, but
don't bring in the negative.
Okay, fine.
It's a part of it though. Like you have to have...
rephrase this. Let me rephrase this. I'm saying, yes, I think I'll have to work hard to find the right balance between, you know, artistic description, inner kind of dialogue about what one feels, and to kind of decide how personal you want to get. And that's the thing. And I think it could be a really good platform to kind of, you know, share some experiences.
You know, there's so many people as well that actually want to just like read your thoughts and learn a little bit from you and about you, and it's just like your memoirs. And I think it's just
you know, certain things are just lost if you don't write them down.
Absolutely. And you have kids as well, so they can always like, I mean, it's something they can...
I have a friend, actually it's a bit arrogant. I have a friend of mine who said, yes, I've been busy writing my memoirs. My kids come in and say, what are you doing? And he says, no, listen, you'll thank me one day. But he hasn't spent any time with them for a while. I think he's writing it for himself. He's just pretending that
this is for you, my children.
This is the key to your future.
That's his social media.
It's quite easy to kind of delude yourself, right?
His memoirs is his social media, his version. Just like his notepad.
But I'm excited for that.
I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and do it properly.
And just, in a different way.
But I think it can't be done easily. I mean, they had an idea where I just kind of narrated to a writer and then we run through various topics. But I think it'll require some effort sitting down and thinking and writing and coming from the heart. It can't just be an interview.
Yeah, Seth, you got to be raw.
Maybe it's your life through your pictures.
It could be.
You know,
my wife made a really moving film for me, cut to some of our, you know, favorite songs. So she had like What Things I Miss the Most by Steely Dan. And she cut 50 years of my life in pictures, starting off with me like in my father's arms.
Wow.
And,
that's a lot of work.
I mean, I don't know if it did.
Romance still exists.
I think she hired an agency to help, but she captioned the pictures and directed the whole thing, which was also...
That's a huge effort as well.
But it was so moving. It was so moving. I was like very close to tears. If I wasn't sociopathically unempathetic, I would have cried.
I love it.
My sister cried. It wasn't about her. She's like, why aren't you crying?
Well, how do you get yourself to cry in your films?
I stick something in my eye and sort of think about losing something I love. No, well, you know, I can fake it a bit, but it doesn't come to me as easily as it comes to some people.
Crying is difficult.
I've made these blocks, so I find it difficult to get around them. I can laugh quite easily. I think it's the damage of boarding school.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it kind of toughens you up, but it also, I don't know if toughen up means block emotionally. think it could be that as well.
Of course.
That's what
and
toughen
maybe
up
like
means.
in boarding school, are you guys like afraid to cry?
No. But actually, we went to a very liberal boarding school as far as English boarding schools go, because 20 years before that there was caning and a system called fagging, which might not sound the same. That might not sound the
What
same.
happened when
The prefect shouts
fagged?
"fag," and all the junior boys come running, and the last guy to arrive gets the dirty job, and he has to say, "Go and clean my shoes and make sure they're shiny."
Why was it called
I'm gonna
fagging?
beat you.
Yeah, what was the name?
That was mean.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, are your kids
in
being
different
homeschooled?
Just mean different things.
That's true.
Should make a list of those.
That's in your book.
Yeah,
The things I've observed.
Yeah.
There's many different names from
Which are they? I can think of. There's many. I can't know.
Have you created, I mean, you're producing, which is amazing. Like, when did you start getting into producing alongside acting?
When I joined the movies, there was a system in place where the big, powerful filmmakers would be making these movies, and you probably wouldn't get paid much to be doing their movies, because it was an honor and a privilege, because these movies are going to be really well made and they'll probably do well, and then you make your money elsewhere. That was the idea. But when actually Kishore Lulla of Eros Entertainment came to town, he had big ideas. And what he did was he kind of gave some of us who were doing all right in movies and some who were doing obviously very well. I was doing all right. And he said, why don't you make your own movie? And I'll give you the money. Let's cut out the middleman. I'll distribute it. You put it together.
Wow.
And think like, Shah Rukh is thinking, for example. So he gave us lots of money and we started doing it ourselves. So we formed a company financed by somebody else, which is great, but it's not as gutsy as really putting your own money in, because then you really own the shop.
But I find that so difficult for an actor. Like when you are acting in a film that you're also financing, putting your money in, like I feel it would, like, like we go into films right now, we're just go in there, we act, we do this, we do a couple. But like when like, wait a minute, the money's going here, this is, I don't know if like that would compromise it.
It would compromise. I mean, it's not easy because, an actor's used to certain kind of perks and a certain way of working, and there's demands on you, but there's also, you can relax. So you're used to living a certain way. If you were a producer, and you'd be getting calls saying, why is my bedroom not cold or warm or whatever?
Exactly.
And that, you haven't signed on for. You're like, sorry, why are you calling
like
me?
Reading my script, trying to learn my lines for tomorrow.
So the magic of a movie is when everyone comes together and does their bit.
Yeah, I agree.
The actor does his bit and the producer does his bit. And they're all different, very different parts to this whole.
I know.
The director too and all that,
I think production is super difficult.
Well, it's an art and it's a very creative field, and it's not necessarily just money,
Yeah, but it is a business.
It is a business.
Yeah. It's just like third lines.
But it's fun. It's very creative. I would love the idea of having a small production, to come up with an idea and say, okay, this should be a movie. And someone says, no, that's not a movie. That's actually a short story. Or that's a book. It's not a film. Or it's a short film, or it's a web show. No, this is a mainstream commercial movie that should be 3D. That's the producer's kind of art, if you can make that call. How much money to put on this story, which I'm not sure.
I never looked at it that way, actually. That is like a major call to take.
Right, and who to take and how to make it and how much to make it in. Say, no, that's too much for like Bhoot Police, Or you say, no, take them, let's go to Himachal and shoot it and spend
Bhoot Police is the film that we're shooting for right now. It's a horror comedy and it's coming out next year.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah.
And we all need some more laughter, and a horror comedy is perfect, because I feel like the comedy and horror are just like great together.
They go quite well together.
So good. They're so much fun to make. Like honestly, like I'm on set all the time, just like laughing at Saif and like the ridiculous things.
And me at you. Jacqueline's so good in this movie.
I can't wait.
Guess what I play? I play like a really crazy. I don't think I should be sure.
Well, it's all right, but you play someone who's quite into selfies.
I love vlogging.
Oh, perfect.
But I'm not a very successful one. But like I try really
even
hard.
better.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is?
Yeah,
who's good at vlog? It's teach their own.
and everything's like your perception and what you put out there. Anyways, like I'm really really good. I have so many followers. Like it's all what you put out there. But so it's really crazy, and we keep like we just do not get along in the film, and so it's
we're kindred spirits.
Yeah, but we're two really corrupt souls. But it's really funny.
I'm a little lower on the class scale.
And I'm too classy. for him. So yeah.
You guys, I mean, you can see the chemistry already between you two though. And even for the movie, that's going to read really well in the show too. So I'm excited to see it. But I do want to know a little, because I'm catching up here, like even with you, Saif. So you're focusing on acting and producing, maybe going to do a book, maybe. Hopefully it's maybe.
I think he's been convinced though already.
Yeah, I'm doing the book.
Sold. Done.
He's
I've already started doing it.
it's already he's
he's
thinking about that right now. He's not even like listening to us.
I will request that you make an audiobook version of it for me so I could just like listen to it instead and just like I love audiobooks.
I love Seth's voice actually.
Yeah, it's like soothing.
Unique, awesome voice. That would actually
we should do an audiobook.
Yeah.
I read out something someone
Once
asked me to read out. Yeah, once upon a time. Well, I read to Tim.
Oh, you read to him.
Yeah.
So lucky.
He likes horror stories. Though.
No.
And if they're not scary, The Hook. That's that famous American horror story. Every kid's read The Hook.
Well, Peter Pan?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a hook in Peter Pan too with the crocodile. He knows that story.
That's what I thought it was.
Warned not to go out at night. And they go out to play in a car, and they're told that this guy's escaped from a loony bin, and he's got a social loony bin anymore, probably. And he's escaped, and he's he doesn't have a left hand; he's got a hook instead. And then they hear the scratching sound of the car, and they run away. And when they come back with their parents, the car's all scratched, and there's a hook on the car.
Ooh, okay. So
he loves that.
Are these his bedtime stories?
Yeah, he likes it. And if you don't tell him a proper scary one, he's waiting in
like hello,
and then he's like, that's not scary at all.
How am I supposed to fall asleep now?
Did you read him your script and just be like, all right, this is what I'm
tell him the story, and he said that's good.
Oh my god,
he approved.
Very good.
On the internet, there's some ghost stories that are kind of constructive. So there's a knight, an Arthurian knight who's traveling around, and he's in love with this servant girl, and his father forbids him to marry her and has her disappear. And this guy's lost, and he's wandering around, and he seeks shelter in this kind of hut one night, or in this castle or something, and lights a fire and goes to sleep, and this door flies open, and this witch and this horrendous person is standing there. And she says, I need a place to sleep. So he lets her in, and he kind of looks after the witch and puts her to, because compassion is the key. And he puts her to sleep in this place, and she says, go and get me some wood for a fire and make my bed. And he does all this for her. And the next morning, she's transformed into that servant girl again, and she's beautiful. And he ends up married. She said, I was cursed that if anyone would show me true kindness, I would, go back to normal. So these are the stories that you have to tell.
There's actually always some form of darkness in fairy tales as well. There's always that
Well, they used to be very dark.
evil, and obviously love would conquer all, and, everything would be fine. But there was always like some kind of darkness, and like kind of eerie as well when you look at it again.
And you don't usually realize it until you get older and you look back and you're like, oh, that is twisted. Like, what? But yeah, I love it. It's like when I used to watch
a lot of Grimm stories or Hans Christian Andersen, particularly the Brothers Grimm, they get quite violent. I mean, a prince falls out of a tower and then scratches his eyes on rose bushes and he's blinded.
Gruesome,
It's quite gruesome.
It's brutal.
Bloody. I know. I like it.
So that's your favorite genre to kind of, for acting, you enjoy horror films the most?
No, I don't know what my favorite genre is, actually. It's just anything that's interesting, really. You shouldn't be repetitive. If you're lucky, I mean, to kind of get to mix it up is great.
I think you've done every single genre.
I don't know.
You've done love. You've done period films. You've done horror comedy. You've done comedy. You've done drama. You've done, have you done, no, wait, sci-fi? Sci-fi is not
we haven't done sci-fi yet.
It's not a very big genre here though.
No.
Really? It's not. Sci-fi, yeah.
Maybe if
but you should.
I think
make it big.
Script. We've been talking about sci-fi meets mythology in India. So I think with this 3D and CG
absolutely
becoming really good.
Yeah. I think we're getting there.
Great. I think we're getting there. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, honestly, like horror comedy as well was not a genre in the past. And then he did one of the first horror comedies, which I absolutely love.
I've always wanted to do one.
Goa Gone. You have to watch this film, Amanda. It is hilarious. I'm waiting for part 2.
Yeah, I hope they make it.
Oh, I'm so hoping for part 2.
You can make it. You're a producer.
Yeah,
Get in there.
He did make it.
I didn't make it the first time.
No, part 2.
But like it's a zombie film, and he plays a fake Russian mafia in Goa.
Yeah, he's from Delhi.
I loved it. He was like this fake Russian. It was so good.
I've been to Goa once before.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah. We know what you're saying.
Yeah, I've been there. But no, it's awesome. Beautiful. But
It was
a
great. You
horror
were here
film,
last
they're
year
great.
as well. You were here last year. You went to Rajasthan, right?
Why
I
didn't we face that way?
Yeah, that would have been a great.
No?
You guys not facing the sun?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is actually he's like, bitch.
You guys look great though, I'm telling you.
I know we're a little bit shadowy.
I think you're comparing yourselves to the fact that I have like lights and
You have nice lighting, but also we have a really nice view behind you.
We do. I know. I was showing you my view from my room this morning. It was just like
yeah,
beautiful.
it was gorgeous. Well, I hope you guys are having so much fun on set. I know we have so much time with Steph today, but it was amazing hearing your stories. Like I wanna see more from you, and I guess the only way I'm going to is through that book that you put out, or your movies that I can watch. Or I could just like stalk you through Jacqueline. So one of the
yes, that's always an option.
Again, or shoot something on set.
Oh yeah,
send it over. Yeah,
I know. So yeah, we will actually. That'd be fun. Yeah, we'll bring you to set.
Yay!
Yes, but thank you so much for doing this podcast.
It was nice to have a chat.
No, I was actually really scared to ask him. I was like, oh no, like how do I ask? Yeah, and it's crazy because so many people look up to you, and you're not on social media, so it's so great to actually like hear like you in interviews, and we get so little of you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, just because you're not on social media doesn't mean you're anti-social.
No,
I'm quite happy to have a chat and love doing interviews and all that. And I like people. It's just
you do. You like us?
I do. Cool. I love you guys.
Yay!
That's all we needed.
Yeah, I know.
We're a little confidence boost. Well, I mean, Jacqueline, while you guys are on set, why don't you just like seed the idea of our movie? I mean,
ooh, yeah.
Hint, nudge,
we
nudge.
We have a producer here.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. You guys have an idea for a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. What to tell us?
Mm-hmm. I will pitch it to you.
Okay, wait.
Don't worry.
Do you think we look like sisters?
You guys definitely look
similar.
Yeah, like there's something you could be.
He's like, well.
Yeah, you could be sisters. You could be sisters.
Like twins?
Yeah, adopted. Maybe.
But if you do see, I've noticed if ladies do similar makeup, like there were decades in Indian cinema where the top makeup stylist would kind of do everyone, and everyone starts looking slightly similar. Girls can look similar if they do the same eyes and the same kind of.
Are we doing the same makeup?
They got similar eye makeup on.
We do
have similar eyeliner.
Yeah.
That's a great observation.
Wow.
I have looked at girls before.
He knows more about us than we know about us.
Am I right? I'm right?
Out come the camera.
You're right.
But I never noticed that though. Actually, it's so true. We do.
No?
Yeah.
It's Instagram. No. It's Instagram makeup.
I'm trying to look at your eyebrows.
Everyone looked the same. Like, is that so? Like, you drive past a magazine store, you weren't 100% sure who that was. You're like, is that so and so? Is that so and so? Oh, it's so
true.
and so.
It's like Halloween. We're just dressing up as each other every day.
She said that, not me.
Thanks, Amanda, for comparing us to Halloween.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's dress up. I don't know. Sorry.
Amazing. Alrighty. Thank you so much,
My
Seth,
pleasure,
for your
darling.
time.
Absolutely.
And doing this segment with us.
I've got nothing to do now. I've got to hang out for a while.
Oh, do you want to hang out? We're keeping you?
You're
I'm prepped.
we're having a lovely little barbecue tonight.
Oh, we have to prepare your party.
Yeah, we're having a little nice Diwali party tonight. Seth is throwing it. And it's going to be, I think, a long night.
No, it can't possibly be.
It can't, right?
No.
I agree. Because we're starting really early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Tomorrow's off, though.
I've never been to a Diwali's celebration.
We'll send you lots of pictures.
Okay. I also
it's really the nicest time. I think it's the nicest time of year in India. Everyone's in a good mood. and it's like nicely lit. And the big thing nowadays is to try and make it a little eco-friendly and not burn too many not burn any sort of crackers that mess up the atmosphere.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's
I
lights
love that.
more than light. And if you go to a small village in India, like I've driven through, and they're very poor and it's tiny and they're little mud huts, but even they will put a few what are they called? Not just diyas, but these kind of mud oil lamps in the window. And it just looks so amazing.
Yeah, it's so charming.
Because light is everything, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
light is everything. Without light, look at you with that light.
Oh, this would not be good.
Look at the difference it makes.
This would not be good. That's so true.
But Amanda, you're going to be
where
with
would
us
we
in
be
spirit.
without light? In the darkness. It just sounds like Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
He's a poet.
In the dark, we'd be in the darkness.
Without light,
Oh,
we'd be in the dark.
makes sense. You've never been away from your family during the
I'm sure I have, but normally we get a few days off and we go
Head
home.
down, yeah,
A couple of days off, at least.
Yeah.
Try not to. It's an important kind of time to be home and, light that little diya in your own house. It's supposed to be
ritual.
Good luck and all that, and say the prayers.
Ooh, okay.
So I guess this year it's a little bit different than every other year, right?
Yeah, they're coming to us, but home is a suitcase and where your heart is. Actually, so if your family's with you, whoa.
Sorry. I was so scared. What's happening?
It's a party.
Yeah.
But they've done it already. They've gone to, and they really also, my wife's gone to her manager's office.
Oh.
She's the one who gets her all the jobs. And that's where they've done the main brand. Because money.
So, yeah, that was actually.
It's very good. It's almost pagan. I love it. It's better than organized,
I love that too.
Religion. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so fun. I'm so jealous
cut that out.
of you
Someone
guys.
would leave
I
me.
did not. Yeah, I made a mental note. I'm like,
edit
no,
this.
you are not. No, I'm going to show it to you before.
No, don't show it to me.
Okay,
just
fine.
edit it.
Yeah.
Show it to me.
I was like, that one's going out for sure.
What's wrong with that?
But I mean, you know how it is.
I was saying preach over here.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's so fun. I mean, it's different than our 4th of July, right? Our Independence Day, that's the only time that we're really lighting things up with fireworks.
No, you know what I think it's more? It's more Christmas. It's more Christmas, I would say.
Yeah.
Christmas, lighting up the lamp.
Yeah, it's like Christmas. It's like Christmas because it's got lights.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about
presents and hanging out. It's like our Christmas.
That's my favorite holiday. So I guess Diwali is also my favorite holiday.
Yes.
And things are actually cooling down even in hot cities.
Yeah, but you know
a little bit.
Australia and South Africa both have hot Christmases.
Oh, really? Mm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't know how that would be. Florida, really?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a little bit cooler in Florida, but it's still
muggy.
It's humid and it's 70s. So it's nice warm weather, 70-degree Fahrenheit. What is that Celsius? That's conversion.
40? 40?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, that's hot. I just said the hottest number. I was like, whatever sounds hot.
Sure.
40. Yes.
That's it. Yeah. So, but I was I was born in Pennsylvania, but I grew up in Connecticut. So that's the northeast of the US. And we had snow, white Christmases every year. And then I moved to Florida in 8th grade. And then it just it didn't feel the same without a white Christmas, but I still celebrate hardcore. I love it. Hardcore Christmas, baby.
You should have seen her Halloween.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure this it
was hardcore.
I love holidays. I love celebrating. I love reasons to celebrate. Yeah.
There's a whole concept where it kind of more than the meaning of the thing itself is the family ritual, is the idea of getting together,
getting people
tradition,
and kind of
So it's crazy. So Sri Lanka has the most amount of holidays in the world. It's the country with the most amount of holidays. Yeah. So there's one holiday once a month when there's a full moon. So that's like everything just shuts down. It's called a Poya Day, and it's
that's a good day for it.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about that is the full moon. I don't know if it really affects us, like it affects human beings. It affects like our being, the way we are, because of the water, the rise in water and the tides. And
you think so? I've heard this, but I'm wondering if it's true.
That's why when there's full moon, like even like the seas, everything gets affected because we're like 70% water. There's a huge...
Is a menstrual cycle lunar?
Well, no, it's not. It's not. But sometimes it does coincide, and you don't want to know what happens.
Yeah,
it's double whammy.
Like, that's where lunatic comes from, right? The word. Yes.
No, I'm telling you, it does. If you'll notice, like on full moon nights, you might not
lunatic. Period.
Yes. Generally.
Got it.
Yeah.
But it does. So there's a holiday every single month when there's a full moon over there. So I mean, but it's more of a holy thing as well. But wonder, there's a holiday for every.
Obviously, you've heard of Mercury retrograde, right? But I feel like it happens so often. I mean, this is a whole different situation. But ever since I was learning about it and figured it out, I'm like, okay, we're out of it now. And now we're back in it. Like, it's like it happens so often. And I don't
know if you follow the planets and like their readings and stuff.
No, but not really. But I mean, I've heard
like destroys your like
this and
your days.
I believe in it. Somehow something always drastic and dramatic happens.
Yeah. And I'm like, I need to stop paying attention to this because I feel like sometimes me paying attention to these things, I'm like putting the energy out there. Yeah. And I'm bringing it into my own life. And I'm like, okay, like, let me not pay attention to the schedule unless it's really awesome. Like,
I love Americans. That was really awesome.
Unless it's awesome. Hardcore
Christmas.
Oh no!
I know. I think it's great. I just think it's amazing.
Oh, no.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, guys. I think like we've got our. I think we've got this segment.
I think we do too. So let's give our outro. So
yes, done. Go for it.
What is this outro? Oh, we have to announce our winner. Yeah. We have a cash prize winner every episode, Seth. So I don't know if you see that in front of you, but this is the comment that we got, the winning comment on our review. They give us 5-star reviews. And if you want to read it,
sure. You want to read it?
Sure. Good Vibe podcast. I read it. Otherwise, I don't want to read it. But.
All right. So let's see what...
I hate you.
Those are not great reviews.
Yeah, it's like, we start crying.
I hate you.
Feel bad, but
okay, so is this Mirugata? Mirugata. Okay, so her title was Felt Good, and this is what she said.
Mirugata said, started my morning with, we're getting married. So good. It's like having virtual girlfriends. Got to learn about new places and new terms. Oh, you guys have such a nice vibe. Is that us?
Well, this is our last week's.
Oh,
it's like it's about me.
It's not live.
And you're like,
what's going on?
It's like having virtual girlfriends.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's like, thank you.
He must have been like, wait a minute.
And what did I say?
We're getting married.
Yeah, like,
what am I got myself into?
I don't know. It's quite funny.
But this was last week's episode because we spoke about marriage, and so that was.
I'm the first episode.
You're our first guest.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well,
okay, whatever.
I mean,
piecing it together. After this podcast, he's going to get off and be like, oh,
what's going on?
That's what happened.
Oh, that's what happened.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Why did I do that?
We've already done 4 podcasts. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Just confuse them.
Oh.
It's good though. You have a great lineup behind you. You got a lot of comedians behind you. You got a lot of actors behind you.
Thanks for you.
Oh, for me, if you could live in any sitcom, which one would it be? 2.5 Men.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't ask me who I'd want to be though.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. What is the scariest thing you've ever done for fun?
I'm sure frightening someone or getting someone to dress up as a monster.
Scariest thing you ever done? Like, have you gone like bungee jumping and stuff?
No, like scared someone else or like that.
That's the scariest thing.
I guess something to do with maybe motorcycles or something. They were a bit scary. Driving NASCAR. fast.
Oh.
What is that?
I did a movie like those cars, stock car racing.
It's like
Oh, you
Formula
went to-
One.
you
That
went
was
to
scary.
South-
That was scary.
You went
and
to
I tell
North
you why.
Carolina for that.
Yes, and it was scary because you're strapped in and you're all locked
Are those
in.
the F1
and
cars?
it's very hot. They're not F1. They're NASCAR cars, like stock driving, whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're very hot, and they
track.
all open up so that when you drive fast, you're getting hit in the head with fumes and hot. So I was very claustrophobic. And this guy teaching me was, luckily there was a driver on the track, and he looked across at me and he said, "You all right?" And I said, "Oh, I can't breathe." And he said, "Yeah, you gotta want it."
Oh, my God.
It's true though.
I just felt great. He says, "You gotta want it, buddy.
I was just thinking, like, how are they racing in that condition?
You gotta want it."
Imagine being the actual driver though, because
No,
I
can't
did that
possibly
in a
imagine.
Formula One car too. I was in the back, and then it was just like your whole body is the whole time just
Default.
like, and you're
And, like,
just
They have to work out with.
There's whiplash as well.
I saw
They have to work out their
Schumacher working out with such heavy weights in
On
a
his
video,
neck.
with his, just to get his,
Neck,
heads.
like even like the
So
neck strong,
physically
right?
fit.
Yeah,
It's like
mainly the neck,
whiplash. Yeah.
because you're just bouncing around, like she said.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay, there's another one here. If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be and why?
It's probably some kind of a diet or say eating something stupid, I'm sure, at some point.
But you don't really eat.
No, I
Cerny.
don't, but I do sometimes. I'm capable, especially in hotel rooms.
Oh my
If
God,
I
room
can't sleep.
service?
No, if I mini bar, like not the alcohol, but I walk in there and just eat a few crisps.
It is super
those
tempting.
Pringles or something. I'm
every
like,
time you
chocolate,
check
yeah.
in, just be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you empty the
Check
minibar?"
this out. I've done that really often, and there's always
Yeah.
something.
They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's just mess with him.
Yeah.
Leave
Yeah.
a little chocolate bar.
They load it up,
It's just because-
or they give you like the welcome gift in your hotel room. It's just all chocolates and
Yes,
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
we've got that here.
Yeah, we did. We got like our little
Chocolate phone that says
The chocolate.
blueberries.
Oh, yeah. It was like from
What's the
our Instagram. It was like an Instagram page.
Ah,
Like our post. Okay.
is that from you?
Yeah, it was from my Instagram.
Are you serious? Such a
So,
kind.
hey, there's perks in Instagram, Seth. You gotta get
there
in
is.
on
There's
it.
some little beans to be made as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I made some money in lockdown. So my
See?
wife's on it.
See, look
And
at
they
that.
got me as a sucker actor at
He
home.
made money from social media without even being on social media. How
Yeah,
clever is that?
You have a wife
That
on
is
it, you
great.
don't have to be on it.
Yeah, he's
Why
cracked the
you
code.
Wife,
I mean, like,
daughter, yeah.
It's like, this is the smartest
Yeah.
way to go ahead with it. I mean, I think this is the future.
Well,
Just
since-
like make money from it without being on it.
I love it. Since you're so good at making money, if you had to wear a T-shirt with one word on it for 1 year, which would you choose? And you could sell these T-shirts.
Peace.
Peace. Ooh.
Peace is good. I like that.
Or love.
What ours would be
Or
jam.
be kind.
Guess,
Oh wait,
guess,
that's
Is
two
that one
words.
word?
2 words.
yeah, that's two.
Okay.
Real quick.
Combine it.
One
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, no, me and Amanda have got a word. Guess what our word is?
Juice.
Juice?
What
Why
did you say?
juice?
What did you say?
I said jam.
Jam. Why
Well,
So
half
Well,
listening.
if you,
jam? Half
kinda
listening?
yeah, half you were
Yeah,
jam
half
juice.
listening. I love half listening.
Yeah.
Personally, half
He's
listening.
thinking about his book.
Like, hello?
Juice. I like juice and jam. Well,
It's good.
Jackie and Amanda make jam because Jay,
Oh, I see. Oh, that's very good.
right?
Yeah, that's our couple
How'd you know
name.
Amanda?
So I reached out to Amanda on Instagram.
Oh, you guys met on the gram.
Mhm.
Wow.
I know,
In my
it's truly romantic.
DMs.
Yes, I DM'd her.
Mhm.
And I was coming to LA and I was like, I have to meet her because she does the funniest skits.
I'm
And
sure.
like I've followed her, on Instagram for ages. And like truly a fan. But so yeah, like when I was coming to LA, I was like, maybe I should message her. Should I try? I tried and she responded and she's like, yeah, cool, let's meet up.
Oh, nice. It makes the world smaller and it's lovely, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
we caught up for coffee, like that, when we got in, and then
Mhm.
it was just from there. We've just been.
Then
like,
I
we've hit it
became a
off.
fan, and I'm like, you will never leave my
I'm a fan.
sight.
A fan
I'm
of jam.
a fan.
A
I'm a
fan.
fan of jam.
Jam
Fan of
fan.
jam.
A t-shirt.
I know,
You
jam.
guys should have merchandise.
I know, totally. We need to start
Someone has to
that.
pay for it.
Step
Yeah,
by
who?
step.
Akshepuri. I don't know. We could manage
Good.
it.
I love how like nobody knows who Akshay Puri is. You've brought his name in here 3 times.
He can pay for it, and you can interview booth police people.
Oh,
for the jam. Yeah, like just a show. Why don't you do a show to publicize movies?
Oh,
there you go.
You want to publicize your own movie.
I know. I was like, would I be able to do that though, or is that
you guys must watch this movie featuring Jacqueline Fernandez.
Let me help you. I can be like the jam interviewer if you want.
No, this is great.
I want a baseball hat though.
Why?
That says jam.
Done.
Oh, yeah. Well, you will do caps and t-shirts.
I think he's starting to produce our podcast.
Oh.
His natural instincts are coming in.
We got him just where we wanted him.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
And then it will be a movie.
Look at
step by step.
Like, before Seth knows that there's movies.
How did that happen? What am I doing?
Yes, just sign this dotted line right here.
You've already signed it. You've already signed it. You have no idea. Virtually.
Ink appears.
We have you on camera.
That's cool, man. I'll do
it. Yay! Success.
I mean, you heard it here first, folks. It's happening.
This is good news. We're going to title our episode next week. We got a movie.
New Bollywood film. New Bollywood meets Hollywood film coming.
Crossover.
Produced by our first ever celebrity guest.
It's when they collide. So
it's happening. It's happening.
It's Boho.
Boho. Yeah,
Hollywood.
Boho Productions.
Boho. Hobo.
Boho Productions. A jam movie. We're killing it. We just need some cash now.
Akshay Puri
finances a jam production.
Let's get him on our show next week, Amanda. Let's get Akshay Puri on our show.
This podcast has been super productive.
Discussing Bollywood. Yeah. Okay. And then by the end of it, we'll have a movie.
I think we should do it. Get him on. I'll come and do what he's doing.
The truth is, this podcast.
I want to watch. Yes, that's what he's been doing. I'm just sitting in the corner laughing.
This podcast is just a promotion for our future movie.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah. I see that. I know where it's going.
Just to make things clear.
Yeah.
I'm always upfront. All right, another question from our fans. Since you gave us more time, so we're really milking the time here.
All right, cool. Let's do one more, and then. Oh, this is the last one anyway. Oh, would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign? These are from your fans, by the way. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages?
Wow, that's a really good question.
That is a tough one.
I don't know how to answer that.
Animals.
Can I speak like 10 languages and to 10 animals? I mean, no, split it up. No, I think I would rather. I think I'd rather speak to animals.
Yeah,
same.
Because languages are all the same. They're just different versions of the same.
And that is definitely something you can learn. And if you want to speak,
but this is a slightly different perspective.
Superpower.
Unless it's a really boring conversation with like a chicken where you say, "What's up?" and he says, "I don't know, I'm eating this thing." What else? He says, "Nothing else." It's all
we've all seen Moana.
And you're like, "Damn, I should have taken 10 languages."
I know. Like they just don't.
I could have spoken Mandarin. I'm stuck here talking to you about eating feed on a farm. That's all you know.
Like they're just not interested in talking to us.
Yeah.
I would just try. And I wonder if different animals around the world, this is a deep late night thought for me, guys. Whoa. I wonder if animals around the world speak different languages, like a dog
in different countries.
Yeah. Like a dog in LA.
Of course they would. What is a different language? It's the same thought expressed with different sounds, right?
From the community that you're
the ideas, you don't have different ideas. Ideas are not different. Like a Chinese person won't say, the tea is on the table. I mean, that's the same idea,
exactly.
Right? So it's just different sounds.
And like from different communities.
Yeah, there would be. But maybe rivers sound the same everywhere.
What sounds the same?
Rivers and trees sound, like wind.
Yeah.
So they say accents are based on, like I read something.
Your environment.
Yes. Like someone lived near the river and it had some smelly fish in it. Or people caught fish and they became smelly.
Nasal?
So they were more nasal because they were smelling a lot of,
He's totally adding to our fun facts. Like, this is actually fun. Right?
Right?
Seth, can you tell me where my accent, like what was my environment? from my
I
accent.
can't.
But you told us, by
I
the
didn't
way.
say you could. You
told
sound
us.
like someone who started off in the northeast of America and then probably went
good.
down south to warmer climes. I could tell
Wow.
by the
Oh
way.
my God, how did
Yeah.
he know?
Whoa.
It's crazy. No, this is about those Irish or those kind of, very strong accents are sometimes governed by environment.
Yeah. I mean, like, because everyone sounds so distinct, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, people in the desert sound different from people living in an island and people. So it's
Bombay is like, oh my God, it's really hot. No, I keep getting in trouble.
Cancelled.
Can't say anything.
I froze. I was like
island.
It wasn't me. I wasn't even on this podcast. I don't know what's happening.
Sometimes I didn't hear anything. So what?
But
No, but people on an island actually have very singy-songy like voices and accents. Like
yeah.
they sing their.
I want to go so bad. I've never been to Ireland. I really want to go. I was going to go for my birthday this year, but then it's a pandemic.
I nearly went to university. I nearly went to Trinity College Dublin, which is quite nice. A really nice place. Ireland's beautiful.
Ireland.
And the walks and nature is amazing also.
What's that one movie I watched it and just made me want to go? It's always
P.S.
movies
I Love
that
You.
make me...
The Devil's
Yes.
Own.
P.S. I Love
Yes,
You.
I love you. Oh,
The Devil's Own.
Yeah,
oh no. What is that?
The IRA guy.
In Ireland?
Yeah, the
Oh,
IRA
okay.
starts off in Dublin,
Sounds like a
Belfast.
horror film.
Back in the, it was a war zone.
Did you see
Oh, okay.
P.S. I Love You though? It sounds
Very
like
different.
Yeah, I know. We're like, P.S. I Love You, the Devil's Advocate.
Yeah. Have you seen
Great
P.S. I
I'm
Love
not
You?
watching PS I Love You. No, I'm not going to watch it either.
Oh my God, it's so good.
PS I Love You.
It's like
Sure.
heart-wrenching.
Come on. Maybe you'll cry.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I bet he'll cry. I bet you'll cry.
I know.
I bet you.
I don't want to cry. I get very scared of crying.
Oh,
I
that
hate
answers
it.
our other question.
Yeah, what?
What was the
are
other
you
question?
most afraid of? What scares
Well,
you
it's
the
not
most?
crying.
Crying.
Cockroaches. Cockroaches.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Cockroaches. Incontinence. Incontinence. I have a terrible story about that.
Incontinence?
Incontinence, like when you can't control going to the loo.
Oh, I didn't know it was called that.
It's one of the beauties of
Incontinence.
getting older. You could look forward to that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Already there.
For my,
I'm
for
already
my
there.
incontinence.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, gotta go. I did
Yeah.
take a bathroom break in our other
Adult
podcast.
diapers, that sounds scary.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
incontinence. New word for the day.
I love that. We learned so much from you. We don't need
We did.
Google. We have Seth.
Yeah. We don't need fun facts segment.
We have Seth.
We had Seth.
It's time for Seth.
Yeah,
Yay.
fun facts.
Well, you'll never want to come to Florida because we have flying
I've been to
cockroaches.
Florida quite often.
Have you
I
seen a
can't
cockroach?
handle that. It's too, once I was watching TV at home and I had the window open in Lokhandwala in Bombay and I was watching TV and I felt something land on my knee and I really thought it was a very light little fly because it was so soft.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
light. And
Oh
I
my
just,
God.
while watching TV, I just looked at my knee and there was big cockroach that big and I went,
Oh, yeah.
I start to cry. I start
I would
to
have cried
cry.
There we go.
I would also start crying.
Yeah. I start to cry when you don't see where they went. Like if you saw it and then it's gone, because then we have ones that fly.
Where is it? I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
it's a
sleep. I'll
nightmare.
have to rip up all the furniture and kill
Same
it.
thing with
I know.
spiders. Spiders.
But you have nets on your windows to stop that happening.
Mosquito net?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, or yeah, like the
Jolly.
Yeah. No, you just let them get
Come
right
on
in.
in.
You're welcome.
Are they quite good looking or are they not good looking cockroaches? They're ugly. Those.
They're very ugly.
Are they big? Super big.
There's this
very
thing I was
large.
in Udaipur once shooting, and there was a locust kind of attack, and the first lot of locusts were quite scary, biblical,
They're
scary
huge,
looking.
right? Yeah.
But a week later, these
Tiny
very
ones?
good-looking green ones arrived that were not as disturbing at all.
Was this was this during quarantine?
No, it's long
Because there
time
was a
ago.
locust
Yeah, there was a
attack,
locust
right?
attack.
Isn't that pretty weird?
Yeah, very biblical.
Yes, because so many weird things were happening, and then all the
Rapture.
came the locust.
We have the migration of the butterflies.
Plague, locust, what else?
the Great Migration. What? Of what?
The butterflies.
Of butterflies?
Yeah,
Butterflies
it's
migrate.
all monarch butterflies just flying down the roads,
Oh,
thousands
wow.
of them.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Was it?
I was like, what is this?
That would be beautiful. Butterflies, like their colors and their
The
wings.
monarch butterfly is probably quite big.
Oh.
Well, they're the orange ones, right?
But how big are they?
Come on, the butterflies, no matter how big they are, they're not scary.
That big. There are butterflies that big. Moths.
Moths are scary.
Moths.
Moths is
Yeah.
Moths, poor guys.
Can't do it.
Like butterflies are so beautiful, and then there's moths.
But that story about the lotuses really made me think about the cockroaches and how I said they're all ugly. You know, maybe I just need to give them a chance.
I know.
No, they're quite scary. Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah,
this is the happy channel.
Yeah, exactly. This is positive. This feels good.
Oh,
Salman Rushdie wrote this lovely short story or book, in the Satanic Verses, about this lady who's just covered in butterflies, and she's, this is where the king sees her and he falls in love with her, and there's this very descriptive, beautiful writer, but he writes this lovely piece about butterflies.
Oh, good. Hire him for a movie.
Yeah, he gets hired to write movie scripts.
Is it a compilation of different writers, or is this?
No, this is his book, The Satanic Verses.
Oh, I don't
It got banned.
Yeah.
That's when the Ayatollah Khomeini, a popular chap in America, he passed a fatwa on him.
Yeah.
And his life changed. He had to change his name to Joseph Anton. And
who, that guy who put the fatwa on?
No, on Salman Rushdie's life.
Wait, put a what on a what?
There was an Islamic death sentence passed by the Ayatollah Khomeini, the spiritual leader of Iran. Mm-hmm. You know that movie Argo?
Argo, yes.
So
he's the guy who kind of, hates America, the great Satan.
Oh, so basically, and a fatwa is where like you get banned because you've gone against
death sentence.
It's a death. Okay, yeah, because you've gone against.
Well, he did write that the best brothel in the world was in Mecca, and the women are named after sort of wives of the prophet or something.
Wow.
So it didn't go down too well.
No.
Yeah. So he changed his name.
He had to change his name to Joseph Anton, which named after two of his favorite writers, Joseph Conrad and Anton Chekhov, who's a Russian playwright.
Oh.
And his book, he's written an autobiography called Joseph Anton.
And do people know his whereabouts? Does he get?
He's cool now. He's in India. And he's in England, and it's fine now. It was lifted, and all was forgiven, and everything was okay. But for many years, everyone was with some special security in London, and his life changed.
Wow. That is scary.
Yeah.
There's so many books.
Again, it's not very happy.
I know, right? Oh yeah.
Anyway,
wow.
Time to party.
Yeah, so you guys go have so much fun for Diwali. Make sure that
Diwali.
Did I say it?
No, but you said it right.
No, it's Diwali. Say verb for verbiage.
Because it's pronounced
Diwali.
I mean, Vermont.
It's
Diwali.
spelled with a W.
V for Vermont.
Diwali.
Yes.
Diwali. Yes.
Diwali.
Have fun celebrating Diwali.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well done. Diwali.
And you too, light a candle.
And you too, light a candle for us.
Oh, I will. I love candles. Oh, wait, hold on. Happy.
You got one.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Bali.
Spread the light. Oh, that looks like a nice candle. Is that a charcoal candle?
I don't know. They sent it to me.
It's a chocolate.
Pretty.
What's a chocolate?
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. Well done, Amanda.
Yay!
My first Diwali celebration.
Happy Diwali,
Happy Diwali.
everyone.
Lovely.
Awesome.
Happy Diwali. I can't wait to see the post from you, Jacqueline. Seth, I'll wait for your videos.
All right.
I've got it ready. No, I do. I'll send it to you now. Just have a look at it.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
Done and done. Cool. I love it. All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
nice
much.
To meet you,
Bye,
my dear.
everyone.
Bye, you too.